Of course, from day one. Even
Right.
Netanyahu is the one who's to be blamed for the delay. See,
Are you
in the beginning, the so-called hostages, we were ready even to return them to their families because they were gathered from other factions and something like this in a particular position of war without any deal. But Netanyahu converted the whole scenario into a dramatic issue.
So do you think a ceasefire is possible by Ramadan?
Everything is possible provided two major requirements. It's not the content of the deal, it's the attitude. First, it looks as if Netanyahu feels no diplomatic pressure from American administration. They are just showing that they have conflict. But on the other hand, we've seen that Blinken, the time he landed Tel Aviv, another massacre is happening. Al-Ma'madani, Al-Shifa, Indonesian hospital, all they happened while Blinken was there. This is one. So we need to have enough pressure, not please, as Joseph Borrell was saying. Stop saying please. And the second requirement, the mentality of Israeli leadership has to change. They're not ready to pay the tax of the peace. Netanyahu is just killing for the killing.
You know the argument that says it is you who has got blood on your hands of those 30,000 lives lost in Gaza because of the October 7th attack. If that hadn't happened, those 30,000 people would not have been killed. What's your answer?
Unfortunately, this is the debate which is not agreed upon by the most of the masses in the world. The American people, the British people, the French people,
but what is
the
your
German
answer?
People. This is absolutely because of Israel.
You knew
Without
what would
the flood
happen,
of Al-Aqsa.
and you did it
So
anyway.
what do you think? Do you advise me to continue as a slave? It's a right which has been granted for us who are living under occupation. That the time the diplomacy and politics fail, it's a right of those people who are living under occupation to defend themselves with all means. The victory has to be snatched, especially when you are facing such extremist, murderous, criminal leadership of your enemy.
Yeah, but this is not a victory, is it? You said
this is the victory.
This is
the
not a
victory that, yes, the hegemony of Israel is no more over there. Nobody is tolerating Israel. Even as I said, American masses, even the British masses.
You see, many people will find this very chilling, that you knew what would happen because history told you what would happen. In effect, you decided to sacrifice your own women and children for a political gamble.
We have two tracks. Either we win or we lose. Either the international community apply enough diplomatic pressure to make Israel abide by the international will, or the other track, which is historically not innovated by the Palestinian nation, but the Vietnamese, the Filipinos, the Afghan, the Iraqis against the colonials and the Western hegemony through defending themselves, because this thing has been imposed on us. We did not kill our children.
It is not just that you knew, it is that you are still using a strategy of human shields. Your fighters are still amongst the civilian population, and that makes it easy for Israel to justify all collateral damage.
Can you prove
You're
that?
again doing it to your own people.
Can you prove that? Israel has refused the proposal of Hamas.
Are you denying it?
Yes, of course. We don't use
the fighters are not amongst the people?
It's the Israelis. Israelis are killing them without any reason. Show me any evidence that there is a Hamas headquarters in a Shifa hospital, as they have said, or Al-Ma'madani, as they have lied to the international community.
Well, what was going on in all those tunnels?
In where?
All those tunnels underneath the hospital.
These are tunnels in particular places, not in
what were they used
residential areas.
For? I have been to Gaza in 2014 and I have seen rockets
me,
being fired from civilian areas myself with my own eyes.
Maybe,
I know that Hamas fighters
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Are in civilian areas.
No. They are not like... Okay, you just prove it. No, you should...
The targets themselves on October the 7th were largely civilian. We've seen in the hostage handovers, some of them were very elderly, fragile. Why on earth were they military targets?
So two things. See, one of the things that I tell you that many of those hostages, including those senior fellows of 80 years and 90 years, they have been detained by families, Palestinian families.
Yes, but you have to explain why you killed civilians, why you carried away young girls on the back of motorbikes, why you kidnapped old people. It's true because you've released them.
We did not release them. I challenge you, and I had an interview with BBC Panorama, and I asked them to produce all those photos and videos, and I am ready to answer for everyone.
What, it's all been faked?
Most of them.
That's not a credible position to say that those videos have been faked.
Listen, I'll give you an evidence. Why should 300 Palestinians killed in West Bank since 7th of October by the settlers, who you call them civilians, who are having their own weapons, they're trained for 2 years, and they are safeguarded.
That is a good deflection, but that is a deflection from what I'm asking you about.
No, it's not deflection.
Yes, of course there's a huge problem in the West Bank and the settlers
not
have
only
killed
in this
people.
West Bank, it's all Palestine. So I'm trying over here to tell you that it is a complete picture. There is occupation, and because of this occupation, killing is happening.
Are you saying that everybody killed on October the 7th were legitimate targets?
Was legitimate target? Yes, because of the occupation.
So the occupation makes anything legitimate that you do?
It's not legitimate. The occupation is illegitimate. And because of that...
And you're using that to justify everything that you did?
Do you just suggest me to be killed and not respond? Do you suggest me to be cornered and not and suffocated?
There are different ways to respond.
No. Listen, again, you are missing the big picture. The big picture that we are living under the siege.
Right now, the United States, Israel, and the United Kingdom all say Hamas cannot be part of the future of Palestinian government.
That is ridiculous, because they are not the people who will decide the future of our nation. It's our people who will say who will govern them. You know, this is a very paradox in the Western community. They believe in democracy, and the time we emerged victorious in 2006, they did not allow us to govern even for a single day. They besieged us, and they impeded the democracy to proceed, because this is a one-sided democracy.
Will it always be Hamas as an entity? Or is it possible that it could change into something else that might be regarded as more politically acceptable to other people?
Acceptable by whom?
By the people you're going to have to do a deal with.
People, our masses, they voted for us.
No, you're going to have to do an agreement with the international community.
I'm not very much concerned about Israel. They are our enemy. I'm not concerned much about those who still having the target to kill the majority of the Palestinian who has voted in majority for us.
If you maintain your position that Israel cannot exist and that is your goal, you cannot be part of any sort of international talks process that goes on here. And, you know, apart from, there is no military solution to this, so you're going to have to be part of a talks process.
I agree with you on the last thing. Let us start from that point. Now, if the day comes that Palestinians will be respected as a nation, there will be many ideas, I tell you. I'm telling you that my people, they do not know what is the meaning of freedom. What is the meaning of an independent state? You in the international community did not grant our nation that opportunity to live as human as any human nation in the world, as peaceful as any peaceful nation in the world. Forget about the political entities. Political entities today, Hamas is no more a party. It's a political party. It's a trend. The slogans of Hamas, the slogan of resistance is being repeated by the youngsters from Washington to Jakarta.